Welcome everybody to CC Sim Racing. How are we this evening? Here we are for round 4 of Sardinia. This is a cracking little track as well. We've had some cracking racing here, and we're going to have some cracking racing this evening with 2 races, 20 minutes for both. We have the Mighty Minis out first, and then we have the Super Mighty Minis out after. So choose your weapon. Have a look at who you want to, to support, and if the drivers are watching as well, as they normally are. They will be there to see who is going to win this race, and it's going to be an absolute cracker. And joining me, 2 people are joining me tonight, is Jesse Linquela and also Adam Bath. We'll speak to Jesse first. Hello, Jesse. You right, buddy?
There's a lot of cracking in those descriptions. I'm very excited to see how much cracking we have.
You probably don't use cracking, do you, in USA? I don't know what,
very unique. I like it, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we like cracking. So, yeah, we're going to get cracking today. But also, we have a little chat with, obviously, Super Mighty Minis racing driver Adam Bath, and obviously admin here at CC Sim. Adam, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good evening, Craig. Yeah, I'm doing all right, actually. Looking forward to this one. It's going to be interesting to watch this race because it's quite a tricky little circuit to get right. So it's going to be action-packed, that's for sure.
It is indeed. And also, just to say, you're doing very well in the Super Mighty Minis after we saw the championship table earlier on today. So, yeah, looking forward to this one. So Chris Didcott has just joined, and I'm not too sure what's happened there. He has run...
That's all right. I'll jump out. I'll jump out because he's
well, the problem we have
so.
is qualifying started. So we'll have to check who is where, and then we'll have to write it down, and then we'll have to reset the grid for the race. So I do apologise, everyone. We just have one of the drivers, and the problem is he is an actual Mighty Minis race driver, so it'd be really rude not to. So Diddy, if you are watching, please stay where you are, and if any of the 360 guys are there, make sure that he stays where he is, because we'll just put him at the back of the grid for the start. But yeah, it is qualifying, 7 minutes in already, and we'll have a look at those drivers in a moment. But while we do, let's have a look at the championship table, and it's Butler on 96 points in the lead at the moment, but Hyper missed a race, but he's there on 78 points, so keep an eye on Hyper. Pac-Man now on 67. Stu Boy 64 had a good race as well at Catalonia. Racer Lewis also in the money there, 58 points, stuck on the grid, 51 points in 6th place. Villain with 42, Richard Pugh on 38. James H is back as well in the Susie Inch car on 36, and also got to sit in the car at Fruxton, so he's over the moon. Ginge there on 35. We've got Diddy, who's obviously going to be starting on the back of the grid when we get this up and running. Then Racer Jensen on 28, and then we have Jungle, unfortunately not racing today, on 22, and Zoe at the back there on 18 points. But obviously this was her first race here, and she is going to be on track in a moment, and we will have a look at those drivers right now. So there is the championship leader, Butler, and looking very tasty for another race win here today. But I'll tell you what, the man behind him, Pac-Man, he's the man to watch out for. He will want to beat that man in front, but Butler half a second in qualifying already, guys, and that's a bit worrying for Pac-Man.
Yeah, I have seen Pac-Man in the practices. He did a 115 flat, so that would put him ahead of where Butler is right now. So we'll have to see how the guys run out. He had to slip up that last lap, but this is crazy though. I mean, there's only 2 braking spots on this entire track for these cars, I've noticed. So there's the hairpin at the start, and then the last corner right before the straight, and that's it. Otherwise, they're just coasting a little bit on them, but otherwise, pretty much flat out.
Yeah, exactly, and it's great to see. And Glowing's like, let's go, James H, and we will have a look at James in a moment. But yeah, as Jesse just sent a 15 flat from Pac-Man, and what am I talking about? Stuck on the grid has obviously been practicing, because he's gone second fastest and just pipped. He's in the middle of them but now, so this is going to be interesting, this race. I told you it was going to be a cracker, Jesse. But Adam, this is impressive, isn't it?
Pac-Man's purple too, just so you know as well.
There we go. Let's have a look at Pac-Man. But Adam Bath, I mean, that's impressive stuff from stuck on the grid in obviously Mighty Minis champion of 2022, and obviously not racing this season, unfortunately, but in 2nd place in the esports. He's enjoying himself out there.
Yeah, he's done a very good lap there, and just take notice of the wind direction, because we were noticing in practice that does make a huge difference, particularly down the main straight. If the wind's in the right direction, it can really catch you and push you down the straight. So, but Richard Pugh's gone into 2nd place. This is. I didn't mean to sound so surprised there, but that's a fantastic run there by Richard, and look at those lap times. They are really, really close and low 15s. That's fantastic for the Mighties.
Yeah, definitely. Pac-Man's now got pole by literal minuscule 0.048 in front of Butler. As we said, going into the low 15s. Richard Pugh, as you said, was second place. So Richard running in the James Jenkins car. So if James is watching, he's going to be very, very pleased after his fantastic race weekend at Cadwell Park. But obviously you can lose it on the gravel there, as we've just seen car in front, which was Butler. So Butler's really pushing. He wants to make sure he beats that man there, because unfortunately Butler's going to be missing one of the races. And we saw Cole over the weekend at Cadwell. Lovely to see him and his lovely lady Emma and baby Ollie. And it was a lovely moment as they were watching the race in that halls at Cadwell Park, and we enjoyed every minute of it. But in second place at the moment from Pac-Man, so the battle was on between these two as he crosses the line. Does he go faster this time? He's going to be very low 15s, still in the 15.4s there. So it's Butler there in second, Richard Pugh there in third. Then we've got Stu Boy. Tiles are only on top of the cars just for the moment, so you can see who's who. Stu Boy in fourth place, so that's a great run from him. Stuck on the grid now, dropping into fifth, but he's coming around the final corner now. So let's see what he can do. Lovely camera angles from the cameramen. Again, we pay them way too much, and I don't know what that marshal was watching there. He was watching not the track. I think he was watching the generated fan in the background there. So that was good stuff. But over the line goes Stuck on the Grid. A little bit of a mistake there somewhere. He was 2 seconds down from his previous time, so keep an eye on that. We have about 3 minutes to go of qualifying, and very interesting at the moment there, Jesse.
Yeah, I've been noticing too that there is that one corner coming back through the back end where they kind of coast through. It seems like the ones that are struggling, they drop down into the mid 70s as far as miles per hour around that corner, whereas the guys who can really nail it, they stay in the 80s around that corner. So that's going to be something to watch going forward. It seems like only 45 miles per hour, right? It's not that big a deal, but that momentum generated in these cars is huge, because it takes a while for these cars to get going again once you slow them down.
Yeah, they're absolutely for sure, and you're definitely right there. I mean, there isn't very many places where you are using the brake, to be fair. You're literally just dropping down a gear, and pretty much like the Mighty Minis, really, because most of the time you're just shifting, or a little bit of brake, or mostly throttle. But it's going to be a good race. Flat out round here. Really two corners we just said here, just this one coming up, which is the final corner, and turn one, and pretty much the rest of it is flat out. So we'll see how these guys go on as Villain comes around the final corner. Could have used a bit more curb there, but still on down the start finish straight. Let's see what he can do as he crosses the line. So he's in 1 minute 10 at the moment. That could put him in about, what's that, 15, 16, maybe a 17, 16 there. So still stays in sixth place. So second place man at the moment, Hyper. Not having the best of days at the moment, but look at that. He's half a second off the leader, and he's seventh. That's absolutely incredible. Let's take a look at James. James is only 6/10 off the leader. So this is really impressive stuff here, lads, isn't it?
Yeah, I noticed too.
I said lads, didn't I? So yeah, I love that. I said lads, so I was just wanted to see what we're going to go first. But yeah, all right. So, well, yeah, no. So Adam, I mean, obviously James H. Obviously, we've seen him race before as Butler just takes pole position. But again, as we said, look at that top 10, maybe under a second here. So, absolutely, yeah, it is. The top 10 are just under a second, or close to, and Zoe's in that second. So that's really impressive. So she's really enjoying the Sherabani car today. So let's see how well she does in the race.
It's going to be a really close race, as you say. It's just under a second, or just over a second, separating those top 10. When the race actually gets going and you're in the slipstream, that's really going to close up as well. So look how close it is between Butler and Pac-Man. That's just absolutely nothing. When they get racing, they are going to be bumper to bumper the whole way round.
Well, we hope so, because it is looking very tasty indeed. So James has gone into the pits. He's happy to just sit there at the moment as Hyper comes through as well. And Hyper's purple. Hyper's purple.
Oh, well, I'm not
And
going to
he's
interrupt
got,
that.
yeah, sorry, he's got 2 cars in front of him as well, so he's grabbing tow as well, and then Stewboy moves out of the way, and he's on a flyer as Hyper. He's right on the back end of Sprinkler. This is going to be absolute bonus for Hyper. He could get pole position here. He's thinking about the inside move. He thinks better of it. He's going to get the tow all the way down the start-finish straight. This could be brilliant stuff for Hyper. He could get pole position in the Will Burnham car on the final lap, so let's see what he does as he grows across the start-finish line. There's Sprinkler, there's Hyper. Does he go pole position? This is going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be very close indeed. Made a mistake somewhere because he stays in 7th, so that's really unfortunate. He was purple there, Jesse.
Yeah, I was noticing too. It looks like we've got 2 battles developing. There's the front 2 guys who are right neck and neck, and then the next 3rd place is about half a second behind, and then that next group is all about 0.3 of a second from 3rd to 10th. So I think we're going to have a big mid-pack battle and then a good battle for the front, which will be great. We'll have two nice battles to watch.
Yes, indeed. It looks very, very good, doesn't it? You know, we're looking at Zoe there in 10th on a second. We got just over a second is Lewis, and then we got Racer Jensen there in the 12th spot, and we will have Diddy as well in 13th. Sorry, mate.
No worries. Even Racer Jensen is literally only about a half second behind 3rd place. So that 3rd through 12th is just extremely tightly packed. That's going to be really good.
It is indeed. So we will take a picture of these messages, and hopefully everything is okay. And all the drivers will understand why we have to reset, and we'll get the grid done as soon as we can, because obviously we are missing 1 driver. Unfortunately, we have to adjust to get that all ready for the race in general. So, and then hopefully we won't have the same problem in the supers. But thank you very much to 360, because I just said, spoke to Diddy, he was in the wrong room, and I told him to stay put. Simple as, I love it. Absolutely great. So we'll look at the qualifying results. So we will tell the guys to, well, most of them will be listening anyway, so that's fantastic. But we will take a look at the qualifying results. So it is Butler in the pole position and get those bonus points. Pac-Man in 2nd, Richard Pume in 3rd, Stewboy 4th. Then we got Stuck on the Grid in 5th, then Villain in 6th, Hyper in 7th, and then we have James H there in the 8th spot. And then we go over to 9th, which is Sprinkler, and then Zoe in 10th, Racer Lewis in 11th, and Jensen in 12th place. So it's going to be very, very close indeed. And so gents, I mean, you know, while we're doing that, I'm just going to put the Mighty Minis Championship table up, because that is very, very close. I mean, as you're saying, you know, the title race at the moment is still on, and especially anywhere between sort of, you know, maybe 6th place all the way up to 1st. So, you know, I know Butler's in the lead, but he's going to miss one. That's going to be very difficult for him to try and get away from Pac-Man if he starts winning, you know, the last few races here.
Well, don't forget, Pac-Man actually didn't start the season. He missed the first round, and Butler's going to miss the next round at Suzuka. So it's going to equal itself out. So that's going to bring it a lot closer. So it's looking strong really for Hyper, as long as he can keep himself going and keep scoring the points.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, you know, we look at other people like, you know, like Racer Lewis as well. I mean, he's had a very good championship as well. Villain there in 7th. I mean, obviously doing very well in the Aston Martin as well. And obviously, you know, the likes of Diddy and James and Richard, you know, coming into their own. Well, especially Richard Pugh today. He's right up there in the thick of things, which I'm sure he didn't even realise he was going to be.
Yeah, and the quality of the field too is really good in this section. I mean, like we said, there are a couple. Butler and Pac-Man have kind of separated themselves a little, but man, the rest of these guys are like right in tight. There's not much difference between the rest of the field, which is kind of fun. I mean, you know, once you get about halfway through the season, you know, you start looking and realize, okay, maybe I'm not going to catch Pac-Man. I'm not going to catch Butler, but you know, there's still some fights to be had there, you know, where you can set yourself, okay, well, I'm in 7th place, you know, let's see if I can get in 4th or 5th or something like that, you know, so steadily pick my way through. And like we were talking about before, one of the most important parts of that is just being in races. I mean, anytime somebody's missing races, guess what? You go quite a way. You can pass a couple people just if they miss some races. So, I mean, it's always important to be there if you can and get those points. It makes it easy.
And
Yeah.
it's worth pointing out as well, you don't have drop scores in this championship either. So if you miss a round, you do lose out. It's not like somebody else is going to end up dropping points because you don't have a drop score in this championship. You have to be in it to win it.
Exactly. Sorry, I'm doing my best to try and get all the drivers. I've literally texted about 15 times on the chat. I'm hoping everyone's going to see it, but they're absolutely going for it in the background. But we will hopefully be able to try and get them all sorted. Obviously, we had a mishap with one driver not being in the room, so I am texting as quickly as I can. I don't want to reset everybody because it just means that they won't be able to get back in the room. So I'm hoping they're going to look and see. There's still 6 of them racing. I do apologise, everyone.
That's all right. We can keep talking about important things like race standings and whatever else we have to talk about. Craig, when are you doing announcing next? That would be another good thing I'd be interested in.
Yeah, well, the next one I'm at is going to be Brands Hatch, which is the 6th of August. So if anyone's around then, Brands Hatch Mini Fest is probably the biggest event for us at the Mighty Mini Racing Championship. So it's going to be absolutely incredible. Really looking forward to it. I will be on comms. It is going to be live, as far as I know, on YouTube. So, and it's usually a big event. So yes, Jesse, you can actually hear it. So
that's right.
Cool
all of us Americans, all one of us can listen to it.
Exactly.
You know what? I tune in for Wrexham games, so I'm more than happy to tune in for your racing days as well.
Exactly. Well, that'd be awesome. So, I mean, well, I'm surely better than Wrexham, but I probably shouldn't have said that. But I'm not on millions of pounds like Ryan Reynolds, but you never know. But yeah, it was very. I mean, Castle Coombe was fantastic as well. Yeah, I had a great time at Cadwell Park.
Is there actually a castle at Castle Coombe? I think that's an important question.
No, there is in the area. Yes, close by, should I say? But yeah, it's basically an old airfield, and they used to do a lot of bike racing there as well. So it's got a lot of history there. It's fantastic. It really is.
There you go. Another cool place. I need to peek in on it.
Yeah, I'm fourth commentator there, so I'm like the first reserve. So if anyone's poorly or can't make it, then I get a phone call. So it's pretty cool. So really exciting.
It's a shame if one of them fell out of their chair or something.
Yeah, Jesse. But yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, if anything does happen, it's great. Yeah. So yes, nice. It's the 6th of August, which I think is the Saturday. So it's a one-dayer. And it's going to be absolutely brilliant, and I'm hoping that many CC members and drivers are going, and hopefully we'll fill the grids up and it will look absolutely corking. And there was a moment there last year at Brands Mini Fest 2023 and 2022, should I say, and it was James Jenkins had a double toe on the start-finish straight. It was absolutely amazing. And literally, I could not tell you. It was like the best thing in the world. Absolutely brilliant it was. And yeah, very, very enjoyable. And yeah, I sort of melted a little bit because I felt a bit under pressure with the fact that I had Mark Werrell standing right next to me, who was like one of my... He's like I know it sounds really stupid or sad, but it is like one of my idols, like Murray Walker is. Because he just has one of those voices that you could listen to all the time, because he's a great commentator, and he does a lot of British GT, does a lot of stuff around the world, and it's really, really, really good to listen to. Never a dull moment with Mark Werrell. Same as Chris Dorsey at Castle Coombe. Really helped me out. No, it's only one day, mate. It's only one day. It's only the 6th, so I think it's on a Saturday. It's a one-day event. Unfortunately, it was going to be 2, but apparently it's only 1. So, and there you go. Steve Rideout says 4 of my cars are out that day, so that's even better. So yeah, Octane Racing. He will be in the next race. Steve Rideout, and I think it's Clive's racing that one today. So Clive is back. So we'll see how Clive gets on. Right, I'm going to try and sort out this.
Yes, go ahead and sort it out. I was going to say, but
yeah, you chat away, and then I will quickly blitz through this as quickly as I possibly can.
Yeah, no worries.
Talk about the next race that's coming up with the Aston Martin. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that because I'm actually in it, right? So that's always a nice thing to have. But yeah, it was interesting because the nice thing about being on Thursday for that race is that you get to watch the Monday race and see where everything goes awry. And so it was kind of nice to watch that conference race and see, okay, these are where things can happen, things can go wrong, and so it's kind of nice. I feel kind of bad for conference. I think it was conference at some level, because they're kind of the first ones out there, and they don't get to see where the mistakes are made, and so they're kind of the guinea pigs. And so I feel like we kind of look at them sometimes and say, oh, why did you do that? Oh, why did you do that? But it just happens sometimes. I mean, that's part of the learning experience. So hopefully the rest of us in Division 1 and Division 2 on Thursday can learn from those guys and knock it out of the park as far as keeping it nice and clean and get some good racing in. So.
Oh, definitely.
It might be a conference league, but it's still good racing, isn't it? It might technically
Absolutely.
be slow drivers, but the racing is still absolute high quality, and it's great to watch as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, I totally agree. Absolutely agree. I'm just waiting for. We should have one more driver. I was just waiting for him to ready up because I was missing one driver. So there it is. It's Jensen. Jensen back.
He's in.
So he's in now. So that's should be correct now. And we should be able to get going. I do apologise, everyone, but this is what happens. Unfortunately, we don't get the red flags on the on the marshal's post, and they can jump in and do what they need to do. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen here at CC Sim Racing. But we are doing the best we can. And I'm just going to make sure that's all right. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Well, I'm happy with that. I'm sure everyone else is. Right, so let's go back to the screen. There we go. We're back now. So as it says on the screen here on the right-hand side, so it's going to be Butler on pole position, Pac-Man in second, Richard Pugh in third, Stu Boy in fourth, Stuck on a Grid fifth, Villain in sixth, Hyper in seventh, James H in eighth place, then Sprinkler in ninth, Zoe in 10th, Racer Lewis in 11th, and Racer Jensen in 12th, and Diddy is now back in, and he will start in 13th place.
Worst to first. Let's go.
Here we go. So it's going to be round 4 here at Cedena. Let's get this one underway. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, round 4 here at Cedena for the Mighty Minis Esports Championship, endorsed by the Mighty Minis Racing Championship, and it's Butler on pole, Pac-Man second, Richard Pugh in third, and we're waiting for the lights to go out. This is going to be an absolute cracker. Away they go. That's a good launch there from Butler. Has he? Yes, he has. He's managed to pull away as well. This is a fantastic start. Stuck on the Grid got a good start as well there in 5th place. So here we go. The drag race down to turn 1 as we try and take that off quickly. Yes, there we go. That's better. So into turn 1 we go, and it's going to be Butler who takes the lead from Pac-Man in second as they come into the hairpin for the first time. A little move down the inside from Stuck on the Grid forces his way through on Stu Boy. So a little paint job needed on that car. I'm sure Mr. Steve Wright will be very cheesed off seeing that car being dented as they go through turns 3 and 4 now. And it's an absolute cracking start from Mr. Butler in first place.
Oh man, a lot of double wides here coming into these corners. This should be exciting. Ooh, Sprinkler into the wall.
Oh, Sprinkler in the wall. No. He's back on. He's back. Oh, there's another bit of contact as well. Who's that? That's Racer Lewis, who was having a good run. Oh, Stuck on the Grid also on the gravel. Manages to get that back together, but he's going to be absolutely swarmed over like a bee to honey. And look at this. Absolutely incredible stuff. As you can see, it's now Sprinkler there in front. There's Racer Jensen's in front. Now Stuck on the Grid drops from 4th to 9th in a few turns, but it's Mr. Butler in the lead from Pac-Man, from Richard Pugh, Stu Boy in 4th place, and Hyper in 5th, and there's still a drag race between Jensen from Lewis, and Stuck on the Grid side by side, but Lewis goes through into 6th place. Good battles here, but the leader at the moment, Adam Bath, is Butler, and he's getting away.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he needs to do, but that's obviously what we've just seen there. It's exactly what's going to happen on this track. If you run that little bit wide going through that corner at the top, we've just seen it with Mark. He stuck a wheel into the gravel and it's slowed him down. He's hemorrhaged time now and he's right towards the back. So plenty of time to get back in this race, but it is all going to be about Butler and Pac-Man. Can Richard Pugh actually hang on to these guys? Because he's done a fantastic job there in third at the minute.
He really is. He's enjoying his racing as well. That's the main thing. He's enjoying his racing. He was getting frustrated, and he felt a little bit down and out. But now he's got back. He's getting involved in the community. He's racing with other people, and now look at him go. Absolutely fantastic. And that's what it's all about: getting people together. And it's the same as the Mighty Mini Racing Championship in general. Affordable racing. Get involved. Be part of the community. It's an absolutely incredible community, and you're going to see if you do come down to Brands Mini Fest, you'll see for yourself. Come and jump in the cars, have some fun, absolutely cracking. I don't mean on the track because that'd be absolutely stupid, but jump in the car and have a sit in it and go brum brum brum. It's absolutely fantastic. Get some photos. But Butler in the lead, Pac-Man in second, Richard Pugh there in third, and there is Stu Boy there in fourth. There's a battle between Racer and Hyper, and has Racer Lewis got? He's going for the inside line here on Hyper. Has he got this done? Hard on the brakes into turn one, and Hyper goes very, very wide to try and get the cut back. It's actually a good idea because he might get the acceleration. Yes, he has, and he might. No, not quite, but that was a very interesting line, wasn't it?
Yeah. He thought he could get it, but it turned out he lost quite a bit of momentum heading out there. That was actually surprising how much space he lost on the track. I thought it was going to go better than that. Oh, now I'm passed back.
There we go. So it's still Butler, Pac-Man, Richard Pugh, Stu Boy, Racer just behind him. Richard Pugh just gets in a little bit sideways and onto the gravel, but now hasn't lost too much momentum, but he is closing in to Stu Boy. And again, another one that's having some real enjoyment out there on track, and you can see it, can't you? Both Richard and Stu Boy up in the top 5 at the moment.
Yeah, we've got some good battles, like 9th through 12th right now too. I swear, James and Stuck on the Grid are fighting like it's a battle for the rest of their life. It's crazy back in the back there.
Fantastic stuff as we see Stu Boy go past Richard Pugh on the exit of the final corner, and now into third place, gets the toe. But now Richard Pugh's having another pop down the inside of turn one. Has he got it done? He's on the brakes very early, but he's had to leave Stu Boy out to dry, quite literally. But he's got the cut back as the drag race down to the hill and the climb back up it, and it's going to be still side by side. Oh, they're very brave going through here side by side, and they're still side by side as they go through the S's. Does anyone want to talk now, because I can't watch this bit? No, nobody can. That's the worry about it. So there we go. Stu Boy's through. There is Richard Pugh. So Stu Boy manages to go through and holds third place. Great racing from the guys. There is Richard Pugh in fourth. Hyper now in fifth. With look at Racer going around the right hander there and really taking a lot of the curb. And that sprinkler off in the gravel. And he's managed to get back on. James is there in ninth. There is Zoe taking a penalty. Well done, Zoe. Just pulled over to the right hand side there and took the penalty. Stuck on the grid now on the chase, drops all the way down to 11th place. That's not where he wants to be, but Zoe at the moment in the top 10 here.
Yeah, she just got a penalty though. That's gonna be a situation for her. Obviously, it's gonna allow Stuck to go on through, and I'm surprised that Stuck is struggling as much as he is. It's I'm not sure if it's just tempo or what it is, but I thought he'd do a little better on this track than this.
Yeah, he was right up there, wasn't he? And unfortunately, dropped substantially, hasn't he? 15 seconds off the lead lap. That's not where he wants to be. With still 15 minutes of this race to go, but there he is in 11th spot, and yeah, he will be thinking, what have I done to deserve this? But Pac-Man with the fastest lap at the moment at 1:15.191, as we see Butler flying through the S's, climbing the hill, starting to open up a gap here as well, so he needs to get back in the Todas, Pac-Man. But this is great news for Butler, but he does need that fastest lap, knowing that he's not going to be here for one of these races.
Yeah, it looks like some of the racers too, the space is starting to stretch out. We're not really in a situation where any of them have ability to draft off the other cars. So we might see this open up a little more, which is not ideally what we want to see, although Zoe's back in there trying to get on draft in the back end. But otherwise, those guys are kind of stretched out, so it makes for a little different race than we thought we'd see.
Oh, and Racer Lewis goes wide, doesn't he, there? In 6th place, goes off on the gravel, not where he wanted to be. He was all over the back of Hyper as he come through the final corner. Just sort of, well, he braked very, very early, but trying to get the power down also at the, as he did so. But obviously put him out wide, not what he wanted. But
yeah,
he's now under
advantage
pressure
of it too.
So there we go.
Oh, and he just bumped Hyper. But it looks like he gave the spot back.
He did indeed. So Hyper had a bit of contact there with Villain and Racer. Let's see if we can have a look at that moment again as they come into the heaven. Oh yeah, there we go. Get to see the contact there. That's going to cost a few pennies in real life. But it's nice virtual. We're okay. So right. There is Hyper still doing a good job there. And now side by side with Racer. This is a good battle between these two. And again, comes round the right hander, manages to hold it. This is good stuff. Well done to Racer. But Villain's now on the hunt. There he is. Let's go on board.
Yeah, another spot where we have changed too. Well, not a change, but Richard Pugh went off the track too, so he's losing some space. So Racer Lewis is starting to reel him in some. Yeah,
we see that. Yeah, we've and again he's gone wide again. Has Racer Lewis, wow. So he might get another penalty there. You really don't want to be that wide, but I think hopefully the exit speed doesn't give him too much of a penalty because obviously getting the exit speed on his car, you go out, you exit quite slowly. So not too sure if he's going to get a penalty there. But Villain in 7th, Sprinkler in 8th, and this is the battle. But I tell you what, it's getting close up the front here, isn't it? Because Pac-Man's now managed to grab a couple of attempts. And now he's on his case. So Butler feeling the pressure now.
Yeah, Pac-Man hit a 1:14.8 that last lap. That's the reason he's reeling him in. It's not that Butler's performing poorly. It's just that Pac-Man's just all over this track all of a sudden.
He's absolutely on fire, isn't he? So let's see if he can close that gap up. He does again through the right-hander. And Cole will be seeing a rearview mirror full of... Pac-Man's front grille that actually says Laura.
He's going to have nightmares about Laura here shortly.
Well, yeah, it was a lovely, actually, we had a lovely time at Cadwell because the Laura and Luke managed to put a barbecue on for everybody. It was fantastic. It was really, really nice of them. And it was Luke's birthday last week, so happy birthday to him. And yeah, everyone sat round, had a barbecue.
Nice. I'm all for barbecues. I'm from Kansas City.
Yeah, I didn't know. I should have done. I should have stayed, but I was so exhausted. I was so tired. I say that. I went back to the hotel, and then me and Damo ended up having steak downstairs, and then stayed for a few beers. So it was very interesting. Very good night as well with Cole, because as I said, Cole's the championship leader in the Mighty Minis Esports Championship, and he was there at Cadwell. It was great to see him and his family. And Mum and Dad, who camped out at Cadwell, so braved it.
Nice. So we have a nice battle developing here with Sprinkler and James as well. He's trying to reel him in.
There we go. So there is Sprinkler, there is James H, 8th and 9th, respectively. And again, Racer Lewis just using a little bit of that gravel there as well. So he's made a couple of mistakes, but watch out for Villain. He's all over the case of Hyper as they go into the final corner. Hasn't quite. Pass by James. We can just see that there's contact between the two of them, and still side by side. Looks like tell you what, you got Jensen and stuck on the grid there at the back. They might actually have an opportunity here, guys.
Yeah, they're not that far out. I mean, only about a second and a half. Actually, Jensen is stuck on the grid. They're super tight right now too. Let's see if Stuck maybe can make a pass.
I wonder if he's going to just work together with Jensen, because in this position we've seen so many times, haven't we, Jesse, that most of the time they don't bother, and there's contact between Stuck on the Grid and Jensen, and Stuck on the Grid's backed out of that one, giving the place back.
Yeah, it looked like he knew it was going to be a little tough, so
real shame.
And Pac-Man's reeling in Butler. I'm not sure what happened. I think Butler might have made a mistake on momentum because he's lost 2/10 in a straightaway.
Well, he's absolutely flying now, isn't he? These just over 2/10 now behind him as they go into the final corner now. He needs a good exit here, and he gets that, so he might be able to grab him in the toe, and this is real pressure for Butler as he can see the car behind him. Pac-Man in third in the championship is now having an attempt to have a look down the inside. He's still in the drag.
Oh, purple lap for Pac-Man, 1:14.7.
Wow. Goes defensive, does Butler. Side by side. This is going to help Stu Boy to try and close up. Oh, look, Pac-Man goes wider this time. Goes for the cutback. Doesn't quite work, so Butler's having to defend, and we know he can defend. We've seen it time and time again. The battle is on for the lead, Adam Bath.
Yeah, I've been in this position hunting down Butler. He is not an easy man to pass, but having said that, Pac-Man's a better quality driver than I am, and he's shown that by doing the 14.7 on that previous lap. Helped a little bit by the draft, helped by the target that he's got attached to the back of Butler. But yeah, this is going to go down to the wire. This.
Yeah, he's just clipped the gravel, which has given Butler a bit of a breather. And nearly goes up to half a second, but this battle for the lead is really starting to kick off. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go, as you can see in the centre of your screen. But everyone's still together, just apart from that one driver at the back there, which is Diddy. Unfortunately, had a mistake at the first corner.
I think had Stuck go off the. He was getting ready to pass, and he didn't quite make it. Stuck went off the track.
So he's there. He's still there in the pack. I mean, it just takes one of these guys to make a mistake in front, and they're back in it, aren't they? Zoe there in 12, just behind. There she is, in the Sherabani car. Just going to mention Tracy Thompson Racing and Mark Ditchburn. Great to hear that you might be back for Minifest. Absolutely fantastic. I saw a YouTube video that was being announced that you are putting parts on the car to get ready, so that's absolutely fantastic news, and we do hope to see you there. It'd be brilliant. But Jesse.
Yeah, I was going to say Hyper has done a good job of distancing himself from Rachel Lewis and Bill, and he's got some space now, and now that he's actually got some clean track, he's running some really good laps, and starting to reel in Richard there a little, so we might see a battle between them here coming up.
We've just lost Jensen. I'm not too sure if we've lost Stuck on the Grid. No, he's there. Jensen's parked up on the wall, and then he left the room. Unfortunately, that is not what we want to see, and should have parked up in the pit. So unfortunately, that would be a penalty to him. But Butler there in first, Pac-Man in second, still now increasing that gap after realising that Pac-Man was chasing him down very, very fast indeed. Still, with
Racer Lewis is all over Sprinkler right now as well, giving him a nice little window full of the grill.
There we go. Let's have a look. It is really open, this race. Was not expecting this. And Sprinkler there in seventh.
As soon as I said that, he pulled away. I mean, that was kind of wild, actually. Must have been momentum lost in that corner, which we see that all the time with these cars.
Yeah, definitely. There's Racer Lewis. His dad, Scott Kendall, racing the MiGs. He races himself on oval tracks. You'll like that, Jesse, actually.
I love
bumper car-ish. Yeah, it's a bit bumper car-ish with some racing ovals.
Pac-Man off.
Pac-Man's off and saved it. Oh my goodness me, we've got to see that.
That was rough.
It comes round the corner. It didn't use as much of the curb as he usually does. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, that was very, very lucky, wasn't it? That could have really ended that second place, and now up to 1.8. So Carl enjoying himself here up front, now up to 2.2, and Pac-Man there in second. Stewboy's still there in third, comfortably from Richard Pugh's, now being chased down by Hyper and Villain. So if Richard Pugh finishes in fourth, he'd still be over the moon, but Hyper there in second place in the championship, there in fifth, chasing him down. Villain in sixth place. Then we've got Sprinkler and Racer Lewis, then James. Let's go on board with James because he can see everything that's going on in front. And Racer Lewis really having a chance here to grab that seventh place off Sprinkler as he tucks back in the toe.
Yeah, Racer is struggling a ton with that last corner. I mean, he literally was on Sprinkler's bumper going into that last corner, and he's got too much momentum. It's one of those slower is better, slower is faster type situations. He's got to find that brake pedal a little quicker because it's not helping. He's not going faster, even though he thinks he's going faster into that corner.
Yeah, great shout there, mate. And we see James H there in ninth place, Stuck on the Grid in 10th. Then we have Zoe just behind. They're Stuck on the Grid, flying through now. See if we can grab a few more places. There is 4 minutes to go this race. Back to the leader, 4.3 now. So it looks like that's pretty much done and dusted. There's an alt from Jesse.
You made a mistake. Hyper is right up on him now.
Oh, that's not what he wanted. So James Jenkins is watching, the rookie champion of 2022, and he finished second in the championship in the Mighty Minis Racing Championship. So that was an epic season for him, but also is an epic weekend for him as well. He was absolutely superb. I nearly had a heart attack in my commentary booth.
Good momentum for Hyper right here.
So Hyper now in 5th place, having a look. He goes to, whoa, where is he going? That's an interesting line. That could give him a penalty. Very, very interesting. Using all the tracking a little bit more. Can you say that? Is not using the tracking a little bit more, really. But it's insane.
Little paint exchange.
Exactly. Little touch there. So a bit of white on yellow and yellow on white. And side by side as they come through. Can Richard Pugh hold this line? That's going to be very, very brave for Hyper. And he tries to get... Oh, there's definitely going to be contact. That's not what he wanted. That's going to put Richard Pugh in the wall. But he's going to hold the line, is Richard. And goes through into 4th. Well done, Richard Pugh. And well done, Hyper.
And don't look now, but Villain has found a spot right behind him thanks to their little battle. So
there we go. Hyper's down the inside of Richard Pugh. He's going to have the inside line for the final corner. Villain is on point as well. Watching there. Could get a double toe. On the brakes early, goes down the inside of Richard Pugh, cuts him off. Woo! Oh, fantastic racing.
That's good stuff. Everybody kept their line. That was nice.
Brilliant stuff. Message from, I think I did see a message from, from Mark Ditchburn. Hello, Mark. Great to see you, buddy. And it says, I will be racing at Donington, buddy. Brilliant. Okay, so Donington's good because there's a lot of people there. Stuck on the grid, dives to the left-hand side. And this line from Hyper, that has got to be a penalty, surely. Not too sure. Well, it's actually messed him up there because he went very, very wide. I don't know why he's making that line there. But
yeah, you can go out on that line, kind of split it, and then that gives you a pretty good line going in. But he's going way out there. I don't think he needs to go quite that far. That's just increasing the distance around the track at that point.
Yeah, and also picking up a lot of marbles on the exit, and obviously having the entry speed is not helping him at all. But all over the case of Richard Pugh, he's defending like a trooper. Is Richard keeping it nice and cool? Clips the curb. That's going to lose him momentum. And I'll tell you
That's
what.
That's not the worst thing. That's not the worst thing to hook that curb, though.
No,
it can hold you in sometimes.
It can indeed. I'm just going to say that, are they catching Stu Boy in front? It looks like Stu Boy's made a couple of mistakes. He's not that far down the road. Again, great driving from Richard Pugh, defending Hyper. And now Hyper's got to watch out for Villain. So this is brilliant stuff. Let's go on board.
This is last lap coming up.
Last lap, 50 seconds to go. And an absolute corker it is. Go 42. Will Burnham's in the house. This is great. We've got Will Burnham. We've got Diddy. We've got Steve Rideout. We've got James Jenkins. Mark Ditchburn. Stuck on the grid. Mark Price is actually racing. This is fantastic stuff. And now Will Burnham
trying to pass.
Watching Hyper. So there we go. Brilliant stuff as they come through down the dip. We're going to have to take a look at the leader because he's coming through now. The right-hander. And coming back into the S's, weaving the tyres. He knows he's only got 10 seconds to go, so he looks like he's got this in the bag. Stu Boy in 3rd, but the battle for 4th is still high up. They're literally ganging up on Richard Pugh. He's just holding his own. This is fantastic, and Villain makes another move and goes through. But we've got to take a look at the leader because he comes off the exit of the final corner, and he's weaving the tyres. He's very happy with that, and it's going to be Mr. Carl Butler, Mr. Butler CCR. And he is going to go through and take round 4 of the Mighty Minis Esports Racing Championship here at Cedena with Pac-Man in 2nd place, which is good for him, and fastest lap, which he's going to love. Stu Boy is going to cross the line in 3rd, but I've got to take a look at what is going. And Sprinkler's gone wide, but it's going to be Richard Pugh from Villain from Hyper, and Richard Pugh's going to be over the moon. So Stu Boy in 3rd, Richard Pugh in 4th. It's going to be Villain in 5th.
Stuck is going to try to get him.
And there we go. Ooh. Sprinkler and Stuck. Drag race to the line.
Oh.
There's an R from Jesse, but Stuck on the Grid it looks like he's got it on the timer here on the left.
Unfortunate last corner there for Sprinkler. He went wide and lost 2 places right there on the last corner. That was rough.
Wow, unbelievable. Thank you very much, everyone that has been watching. We do appreciate it. And there we go. That was Butler with the victory and pole position as well. So he will get points for that. And let's take a look at those race results. So it's Butler who takes the win. Pac-Man with that sensational 14.7. We'll wonder to see what the Supers do, because that's going to be a good watch as well in a few moments' time. Stu Boy in 3rd, Richard Pugh 4th, Villain in 5th, Hyper in 6th, Racer Lewis in 7th, Stuck on the Grid in 8th. Then we have Sprinkler in 9th, James in 10th, Zoe in 11th, Diddy in 12th, and Racer Jensen did not finish. And I tell you what, looking at those times, there was only a few that only were at low 16s there, but most of them in the 15s there, Adam Bath.
Yeah, that's good times, but then obviously look at the lap time that that Pac-Man put in the 14s. That's obviously a very, very quick lap, but doing mid 15s is a good pace in the Mighties. Top end of the supers is probably mid to low 10s, so just gives you a bit of an idea on the difference in the cars. But for Carl, that was a great win, and he'll be very happy with that. But of course, with Pac-Man being in second and getting the fastest lap, it's a bit of a stalemate as far as the points are concerned. But it's a good result for Carl, and he's going to be happy with that for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we're going to have the interviews now. We have our drivers in place, and for some reason my Discord has decided to have a meltdown. But we're going to have a quick word with Stu Boy if he's in the room. Yes, he is. He's just turned up. So Stu Boy, that was a cracking race, mate. You must be over the moon with that one. Stu Boy, hello.
Hello.
There he is. So Stu Boy, finishing third. You must be really happy with that.
It's been a while. I think it was great racing in the first corner by a lot of people. It seemed to be clean. I just got off, followed Mr. Pugh. I think he made a little mistake somewhere. I think it was the last corner, and that gave me a chance to just get round him. And it was just get your head down, look forward, stop using the mirrors.
Exactly, and what a way to go. Well done, mate. It was brilliant driving. Again, we were saying that you and Richard Pugh have really upped your game the last few races, so congratulations, mate, and well done. Super job.
Thank you very much.
Let's have a word with Pac-Man. That was a tough race, and just that one mistake cost you a chance of winning that race, mate. But again, it just shows how quick both of you guys are when you're doing really low 15s, and you were the only one who managed to get the 14, so that must have been quite worrying for Cole. But still, second place, nothing to grumble there, mate, is there, with the fastest lap?
Yeah, no, hats off to him. I made, I think, probably 3 or 4 mistakes through that, just trying to hold on to him, and he wouldn't bow to any pressure. I thought I'd try and stick behind him, and I thought if I hook onto his bumper for a couple of laps and worry him, then I might have some fun. But me being me, made a little bit of a faux pas, and he didn't. He just took full advantage of it and disappeared. So hats off to him. That was proper clinical top job race. So I'm happy with that. I think I only done about 15 laps practice the other night before this, so I will happily take that. And to congratulations to Butler. That was pure class. Oh
yeah, well done. That's a lovely thing to say, and I'm sure Butler will be over the moon to hear that. As we know, Mr. Cole Butler, congratulations to you. But for yourself, I mean, having someone like Pac-Man behind you, knowing you've got that time away, it was a good win, wasn't it? You needed it.
Oh, I definitely needed that win. I tried to keep the blinkers on when he was about 0.4, 0.3 of a second behind us. But no, it was a great race. I did get a bit worried at one point when he set that 1 minute 14 lap. I don't know, it was the mini-sized hole I was cutting from to get a bit extra speed, but hell of a race. I'm happy with the win.
Oh, you did an absolutely cracking job, mate. I mean, it was absolutely brilliant to watch, very entertaining, and managed to hold him off. And I bet the sweats were kicking in as soon as you saw that car really closing in the last few moments. But you managed to do it, mate. It was, like I said, it was an absolute pleasure to meet you for the first time over the weekend as well. And give my regards to your family. And hopefully we'll see you again, mate. But well done, congratulations, and that's another few points in the bag. Well done.
That's it. Thanks, Craig. And it was nice to meet you at the weekend as well, and hopefully be seeing you down Donington as well.
There we go. So down Donny we go, and that's the next one, which is great. So it's another month's time. So brilliant stuff. But well done to Cole there, Jesse. What a great drive that was from him.
Yeah, that was exciting. I mean, you could tell he admitted it in the interview there, but you could tell he was starting to get the jelly legs a little bit when you get Pac-Man in your rearview mirror. I've had that happen before. It's not a comfortable moment.
Yeah, exactly. But we have now the Super Mighty Minis, and let's see how everything gets on in this race, because this is going to be a tough one, isn't it? We've seen so many times that the battles in this race seem to go very, very intense very, very quickly. I mean, sometimes you get one that gets away, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have a bag of 5, bag of 4, and they really do, you know, race hard, and it's good to watch. And we do hope that everyone enjoys this one as well after that cracking Mighty Minis race. And massive congratulations to Cole, Pac-Man, and Stewboy, and also a massive shout out to Richard Pugh, who had a blinding race in that last one. So
Yeah, great for him.
Exactly, it was really, really good. So here we are for the Super Mighty Minis round 4, same track as we've seen already, and we're looking forward to this one. We do have all the drivers in, which is what we wanted. Hopefully you're in there as well, Jesse. I'm just going to zoom down. Oh,
I am.
I'm not too sure who this guy is, but he's not allowed in. Who's this guy? Just turns up. Love it. So yeah, we have a new driver. Not too sure who he is. We're just going to have to remove him, unfortunately. Sorry, mate. It's a bit harsh, I know. But yeah, we have Chocky in, Clive in, we have Handy Pint in, Ashboy, Glowing, Nicky's back as well, Haslett's back. We've got James H there as well. We've got Adam Bath Racing, who's in a real contention for the title. We have Hyper back, racing in the Stuart Coombs car. Joey Bolt's back in the Ian Slark car. It was great to see Ian racing this weekend. He wasn't very happy with how it went, but it was great to see him all the same. Corky's back as well in the Tracy Thompson racing car, which is also fantastic to watch. And also Mr. Nevin Kirkpatrick, 2022 Super Mighty Minis champion. Didn't have the best day on Monday in the Aston Martins, but he's back in his Mini. Let's see what he can do tonight, and he's been doing pretty well indeed. He's really starting to grow now, but he did tell everyone over the weekend that he loves the Aston, but he's not very good in his Mighty when it comes to esports. But we'll see what he does tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So all the guys are out on track. We're going to let them know that we're going to get this one going as quickly as we can, and here we go. Last time out, it was a very, very intense race between Glowing, who else was it? Pac-Man, and also Chocky. So we'll keep an eye on those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and Handy Pipe was in the mix too.
And Handy Pint was in the mix. You're right. So
Yep.
I didn't see Handy Pint's car. No, I did see it. It's just come across the line. So yeah, it's going to be an absolute corker. There's Chocky out on track. We've also got Ashboy out on track. Clive's back as well in the Octane racing car. We also have Handy Pint, who's really putting the hammer down through the right hand. Again, we're going to see that happen quite a lot. And Hyper's literally drifting Stuart Coombs' car. He'll be very proud of that. Then we have Nicky there as well in the Greg Jenkins car. Unfortunately, had a few problems over the weekend. One being the thrust washers in the crankshaft decided to not play games, and really upset him very much so. And hopefully we won't see him, I don't think, for Brands, but hopefully we'll see him for Donny. But there is Nevin Kirkpatrick. Let's see what he can do tonight. He's looking for a good run as well. There is Corky back with us here at CC and racing the Tracy Thompson racing car, so that's great to see on track. And as you can see, Mark, if you haven't been watching, there's a Super Mighty Minis banner on there. There is Dave Haslett there in the Martin Hathaway car. Great to see that. Adam Bath there, as we know. And that car's now changed to a Mini. There is Glowing Gold in 12th. There's James H just coming back on track. And there we have all the drivers now ready. So, let's go.
Yeah, we got a couple that are repeats from the last track, or from the last race, but we've seen before too, where the difference in these cars is a little bit more than you'd like to think. I mean, they look the same, but their setup is quite different, and it makes for totally different lines, braking points, all that stuff when you get back in it.
Exactly. So drivers are going out, and we'll see how they all get on. We'll leave the banners up on the top. They go out on the soft tyres. Lots of grip for these cars as well. Jockey is out. They all literally come out together. This is fantastic stuff. So all of them out together. They are not messing around tonight, are they? So Jockey steals the thunder by taking the lead. And also that car won over the weekend. That is David Kirkpatrick's car. So he'll be rooting that car on to win again tonight. But I know Jockey's not feeling too great. He's damaged his shoulder. So we'll see how that pans out. And if he wins, his shoulder ain't hurting that much, is it?
Right. Yeah, we've heard that before.
Exactly. So Hyper's in the pits as well. There's Nicky, and reserves, yes, stay in the pits, please, if you can, James. That would be really appreciated. So James also in the pits with Hyper. 2 reserves tonight. So Chocky goes round the S's, and again, a little bit more grip in this car, but it is very daunting as Cole has driven this racer round this track. Slightly quicker as well with the 100 brake horsepower, hitting around 114 miles an hour. The 1295/1300cc engine.
Yeah, we got a good extra, 15, 20 miles an hour on the straightaways with these than we had for the last car.
Yeah, exactly. And I just noticed that Chocky's glitching a little bit. Hopefully not too much that's going to cause any problems. But Chocky there as well, using that wide line as well as Handy Pint. Handy Pint used that really wide open pit lane entrance into turn 1. So that's very interesting to see. As Hyper's still in the pits. Chocky comes through. There is Clive. And Handy Pint there. Ash Roy in the back there in 5th.
Yeah, the other difference too we're seeing is on that back corner. The previous race, those guys would just glide through it, no braking. But here, these guys are full braking through that corner. So we have 3 braking points instead of 2 with the last one.
Interesting. Yeah, this is going to be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Lovely messages coming through on the Discord. It's flashing up on my screen, and they're just showing the how good that race was for Richard and Stu Boy. So brilliant. Absolutely fantastic to see that they're really supporting the community at CC Sim Racing. So Chocky's through, crosses the line, goes in pole 110.673. Then Handy Pint in 2nd. Ash Roy takes 3rd. Clive into 4th. Waiting for Joey Bolt to come through now. He goes with a 112.696, stays in 6th place. Chocky goes through, Corky with a 113. Nicky goes into 9th place. No, he doesn't. He goes into 7th place, and that puts him there in 7th. Joey Bolt drops down. Nevin Kirkpatrick goes into 7th place now, and done an absolutely sterling lap with a 112.3, so he's right up there. Glowing Gold puts himself into 6th place as he crosses the line in the CC Sim Racing car, and you can see how wide they're taking that corner there, Jesse. That's an interesting line, but it seems to work for him.
Yep. The main thing though is just to make sure you hit your braking point right. You can go as wide as you want, but that corner you really got to get the speed down. Anybody who thinks they can slide through that corner is making a big mistake.
Yep, indeed. As we see Chocky coming through now. And please don't forget to like, subscribe. Also, if you can put a thumb up on the screen, that really does help with our algorithms. And also, if you could share it, you can click the 3 dots on the side. It says share, and then share the link over to Facebook and all the social media platforms that you use. That'd be fantastic, and they can have a look at this and watch the racing as it unfolds. But again, Clive goes slightly faster again with a 111. So again, all these 10s really hitting the mustard at the moment, isn't it? So a low 10.673 there for Chocky.
Oh, we got Ash and Handy Pint side by side for qualifying. That's not going to end well.
No, it's not. So again, it's one of those moments where you think to yourself, really, it's qualifying, and you need to sort of back out of these ones. But no, of course they're not going to do that. So Ash turns in very early. Handy Pint just takes the line, and Ash says, okay, fine, we'll carry on with this one. Saber Venom goes in with a 112.620, which is Aslet, your nemesis.
Clive went off too, so he's going to have to kill this lap. We have to start anew.
Yeah, so really we've seen it before, isn't it? We just need to make sure that everyone sort of backs out, gives themselves some space, and then we can really see what these lap times can do. But in real racing, it doesn't matter if you're sitting behind the guys in front. That's all about, it's all it's about really, getting the tow and making sure you get the fastest lap. And at the moment, Chocky's doing it without any tow and still in the 110. So Handy Pike crosses the line, does a 112, and Glowing there in 3rd place, doing a superb job. A really, really good job. And that's 111.037. So nearly a 111 flat there. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, and good runs too for Albie. He just picked his up a little bit, but 5th place is not bad at all, and he's only 4/10 behind the leader.
Exactly, there we go. So Nevin's gone faster again. Glowing's gone into 2nd place with a 1:10.980. There we go, absolutely brilliant. 1 minute 10.980 from Glowing. And there we go, Steve Rideout saying, come on Clive, love it. So let's have a look at the man himself as he flies through. Did a bad lap on the last one, as you said, clipping the gravel, so he's using a lot of the track, just trying to get that to stay under control. But in 6th place at the moment, has been away, haven't seen him for a while, but back in the races again. and has actually stood by this car with Steve Rideout, and like I said, hit it at a sweet shop. It was a lovely moment. That was at Mini Fest, so hopefully we'll see Clive again there.
Looks like some of the guys in the second half of the pack, you know, say seventh down in that area, looks like they're really struggling keeping the car on the track. It's one of those situations where they really got to get on those brakes and slow it down, because going wide and sliding, yeah, it seems kind of fun in these cars, but it's not going to help your lap time.
Yeah, Hyper looks like Handy Point's decided to stay in the pits. He looks pretty pleased with his lap, so let's see if anyone can make anything on there. But Ash Roy now, was that just under 4 tenths behind the leader's lap, so this is very, very close indeed. Not quite got it on this one, but he's not far behind at all, is he? And goes wide again, and that is the mistake you don't want to make. The frustrations kick in there, and luckily for him, he's managed to keep it on the track. So Adam Bath coming through. He's up at the moment. He's on a personal best round for the first sector. Play on Adam Bath, see what he can do. Under half a second from the leader. And Kirkpatrick just behind him. Very close here, Jesse.
Yeah, and Glowing Gold's on a personal best right now too. He's about a 10th off Chucky's pace.
So Adam Bath comes through. Let's see what he can do. He's in the toe of Joey Bolt just in front. He crosses the line now. This is going to be very, very close indeed. This could put him on pole if he's lucky. Oh, he puts him second. That was a brilliant lap. Nevin Kirkpatrick's also gone faster. He's done a 1:12 on his last lap.
There's Gold.
Glowing Gold.
Missed.
Wow.
Oh, so close.
Glowing Gold, guys. Look at that.
A hundredth of a second.
That's fantastic. Look at that. Brilliant stuff. 0.011 is glowing from Chocky now. Nevin in front of him.
And Albie's only 100th of a second behind Glowing Gold. That's crazy.
Oh, this is going to be a good race. Really looking forward to this one there. So there's Glowing in second place. He's got... I'll tell you what, Nevin's on a bit of a lap because he hasn't quite caught him as Glowing. So we'll keep an eye on Nevin Kirkpatrick. He's there in 9th and he's had a good exit as well. So he's really pushing hard. He could get himself in the 111s. This will be superb. Got to get this corner right as he comes through. Glowing closes in. Into the left, into the right. On the brakes, power down, clipping the curb, exit speed's great, good stuff. He's in the toe as well on Corky, so he could get himself in the 111s here, and that'll put him right up there with the likes of Hyper. Drag race to the line, let's see what he does.
He's got a little draft there too.
Oh,
from
he did indeed, and didn't quite make it, did he? So a minute to go of this race, and Nevin going for another move on Corky. Penalty for Glowing, that's not going to be very helpful, so that'll be his qualifying over. So Chocky comes through. Sabre Venom goes faster again. Ash Roy goes into the 110s. Crosses the line. 30 seconds to go. Glowing has decided, nope, that's enough for me. I'm just going to move out the way, which he does. Now, Adam Bath, what's he doing? Has he gone faster this time round? Let's keep an eye on Ash because Ash is now coming down the start-finish straight. He might get another lap in if he's lucky.
And Clive right behind him too.
Ash crosses the line. He's still just under 4 attempts down. Clive comes through. Slightly quicker.
Missed.
Oh no, he's not slightly quicker. I do apologise there. So just under his previous time. But very consistent from the guys. So Haslett's moved over as well. Chocky's on his final lap. Can he go any faster? Going unfortunately can't up that anymore. Keep an eye on Ash Roy as he comes through the final sector here, Jesse. He's up on his previous time. The personal best at the moment. And again, goes very wide. Manages to hold it. This is a good lap here, Jesse.
I'm back watching Clive at the same time, but looks like he's a little short. Trying to find the fastest guy on track.
So at the moment, it looks like Ash Roy, maybe Adam Bath as well in 3rd place. Glowing obviously can't do another lap, but we still got Handy and Clive out on track. So let's see what Ash Roy can do. Can he take pole position? He crosses the line.
Nope.
Oh, stays in 4th. That's really unfortunate. What about Adam Bath? He's finished. What about Clive? Can he go faster? Stays in 6th. Handy Pint still on the lap. What can he do? I don't know if he's going faster. Not too sure. We're going to keep an eye on this now. A lot of the cars have finished their lap as he comes round. I don't know if he's just doing a spot lap maybe. The problem is everyone's finished and he's going around doing a fast lap.
A victory lap. He's practicing that victory lap.
So Handy Pint comes through. This is not bad at all as he crosses the line. This is going to be very, very quick indeed. Wow. He might go pole position here. Look at this.
Ooh.
Oh, it didn't count. It didn't count. Now, it might have been because he just come out of the pit. He done that on purpose. He come out of the pits, didn't he? That's what he done, you cheeky sausage. It doesn't give you your first lap, obviously, out of the pit. So, obviously, we're thinking that was going to be a lap. Oh, Handy. Hate you. Yeah. But there we go. So let's have a look at those these qualifying results. It's Chucky on pole, Glowing in 2nd, Albie 3rd, Ashboy 4th, Handy Pint 5th, Clive in 6th, Hyper in 7th, Nicky in 8th, Hassett 9th, Nevin in 10th, Joey Bolt 11th, Corky in 12th, and James H in 13th place. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Very tough race we're going to see now. And Jesse, it could be any one of those top 5, couldn't it?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. Albie qualifying 3rd. That's pretty impressive given the people surrounding him. That's really impressive. I'm sorry to say, Albie, I wasn't expecting that. So congratulations on that. Hopefully he can hold it up.
Exactly, and just putting the championship board up, you will be very shocked to say here that Albie is actually winning the championship by 1 point. So Adam Bath is on 86, Chocky there on 85, Glowing on 73, Ash on 62. Crafty unfortunately just messaged us said he couldn't make it. That's a gutter for him. There is Clive there on 51, so he's definitely going to go up. Nevin's in 7th place on 44. Dusty's unfortunately not available either. He's on 43. Handy Pint's definitely going to climb today on 40. There's Joe on 38. Then we've got Hassel at 32, Nicky 26, Corky with 16, and Lewis there on 14. Unfortunately, Lewis can't make it today due to family. But there we go. Absolutely incredible stuff. We're going to get this one underway. And this is round 4 of the Super Mighty Minis Racing Championship. Right, welcome back everybody to round 4 at Sardinia, the Mighty Minis Esports Racing Championship. And it's the Super Mighty Minis out for race round 4. And it's Chocky on pole, Glowing in 2nd, Albie in 3rd, waiting for the lights to go out. Good start from everyone. They look like they've all got away quite nicely. Oh, apart from Joey Bolt, who's missed the start. And he has got a penalty, which obviously, if you do get a false start, it drops you to the back of the grid. And that is what has happened. And Chocky goes into turn 1 and leads this one. But Adam Bath's going to grab that 2nd place, or is Glowing going to go around the outside? That'd be a very brave move. It looks like Handy Pint's got down the inside of Clive for position. Clive's out on the grass, manages to get it back on. And we're going to take a look at where Nevin Kirkpatrick is. There he is in 8th place as they come through the S's for the first time. Jesse is Chocky from Glowing from Adam Bath. And there's a battle for 2nd, which is really hotting up between Ashboy and Albie.
Ooh, hold on, boys. Hold on. Yeah, they stayed out of the wall. Good job.
Fantastic racing, side-by-side action. Sideways is Chocky as he comes into the right-hander. Manages to save it. Everyone's through. Great start from the racers. Got Hassett off on the grass. Look at Chocky going down the inside of Mr. James H. But Mr. James H. has got that done. What a great move that was. He managed to tuck down the out from the outside to the inside. So it's Chocky now in the lead, followed by Glowing, followed by Adam Bath. Then we've got Ash Woy. Handy Pint just showing the nose to Ash Woy to just say, I'm right behind you, sir. Then we've got Clive just behind him. So Clive now in the tow, having a look for the outside line here on Handy Pint. Handy Pint goes defensive. Brilliant stuff. Good start to the race here, Jesse.
Yeah, we'd like to obviously see Glowing and Albie kind of line it up here and stay run on Chalky's case. Which they are right now. My goodness.
Oh, Nicky
really
was
caught up with him in that first corner.
Yeah, sorry about that, mate. Nicky just went into the hairpin way too late and had the brakes on, and that's really hurt Clive Smith, who's had to drop right back. and now he's about 7 or 8 car lengths behind Handy Point in 5th place. But Chucky in the lead at the moment, Glowing in 2nd now. Is Adam Bath and Glowing going to help each other to close up on the leader? That's what we want to know.
Yeah, I mean, I think Albie is going to help him out. I mean, it doesn't do him much good to fight at this point, because Chalky, he already demonstrated well, and there we go.
What do we know, Jesse? What do we know? Oh,
and it hurt Albie there. You can see there's some space now, and so I mean that's now they don't have that draft like they had before, so that's a tough situation. But Chalky's, man, he's fast. You can't let him go out. Oh, and going gold with a penalty on that last corner.
oh, dearie me. Yeah, went out wide, didn't he? And there he is, a penalty for Glowing. So that's definitely going to hurt him. Oh, Chucky's wavering a bit. So hopefully that sorts itself out. But look at all the drivers using all of the track and a little bit more in the background. Fantastic stuff. James H going for another move there in the background. Nevin still in the top 10. Great to see. And James H is on a real push now, isn't he? There he is in 10th place now. Goes past Hyper for position on the Stuart Coombs car. The Andy Tucky car in good stead tonight.
It's interesting. The places like 7th through 10th there. I think Nicky went a little wide on that first hairpin corner, and it looked like everybody just followed him right out to the outside. That happens sometimes when you're following cars like they are. But
exactly. Oh, move!
Haslett off.
Yeah, move from Neville Kirkpatrick with Haslett going on the grass. Let's see if we can see that again. So just in front, there is Haslett, goes off onto the gravel, and that's going to slow him right down. Yeah, he did, and great bit of reactions from Nevin Kirkpatrick, and goes into that spot. Brilliant stuff from him. Now into 8th. So it's Chucky in the lead. There's a big gap between the top 4 and then the group behind, which is Handy, Clive, Nicky.
Ash is giving Glowing a lot of action right now too. Although, boy, I think Glowing went way wide on that corner. I don't know what the deal was with that.
So on board with Ash. I wonder if we can get an in-car. I don't know if they'll let me do that. Yes, they will. So in-car with
interior.
Yeah, you can see the gorgeous interior, and yeah, that shouldn't be there, that passenger seat. That's not right. But it's Roy in 4th place, chasing down the leader. He can still see the leader, and again slightly wide, tries to get the car to turn in. He manages to do so. Where is Handy Point? You can just about see him in the rear view mirror.
Oh, looks like Chucky made a mistake. Albie's starting to reel him in.
A mistake from Chucky, and Adam Bath definitely closing.
Oh, and wide for Chucky.
Oh my goodness me, the battle is on as we stay in car with Ash Roy.
Chucky led off to avoid a penalty there. Yep, and there goes Albie.
Yeah, good thinking from Chucky. That's a really good, decent idea. And into the lead goes Adam Bath and gets fastest lap as well with a 10.499. 1 minute 10.499. So absolutely fantastic stuff from him. So Adam Bath in the lead. Chucky there in 2nd. Glowing in 3rd. Ash Roy there in 4th. But he's now being caught by... Ash Roy being caught by Glowing. Or the other way around. Glowing's being caught by Ash Roy, should I say. Thank you.
Handy Pat with a penalty, so that's going to hurt him and push him back to Nicky.
So, Handy Point, half-second penalty. Nick's going to be involved in this. Clive's dropped down to 7th. Look at this. Unbelievable. Battle for 3rd is on. Glowing goes slightly wide, and Ash Roy is going to surely take advantage of that. Oh, Chucky's off. Chucky's off as well. We have that saved, and Ash Roy now trying to grab that 2nd place. Adam Bath is away. He's absolutely away. And down the inside goes Ash Roy. A little bit of contact with Glowing, but gets it done. But Glowing's going to get that position back. Still side by side. We have that position, that replay saved from Chucky. Drag race now, but Adam Bath's away here, Jesse. This is fantastic news. 3 seconds. That's difficult to catch.
Yeah, we missed it as well, too, but Ayrton has passed Clive now. Is in 7th place.
Oh, Glowing tried to get the inside line. He couldn't do it. He tried that wide line again, and Ash Roy just said, nope, not today, sunshine. I've got it, and goes into 2nd, and very well does so. Look at that. So let's go on board with Chucky. Let's see where he is. He's 2nd place. Let's see. Oh, did he hit the curb? He hit the curb on the left-hand side on the entry of the right-hander, and that just chucked him right out into the gravel trap. And then you got Glowing goal just sliding past him with Ash Roy also on the right-hand side of him as well. And that's dropped Chucky right back into the realms of Handy Point. But let's see what happens here. Ashboy still in second, Glowing in third, Albie first. Handy Point there in fifth. It's really opened up this. I was not expecting this from this track.
Yeah, it's a good battle too for ninth place as well. Hazlitt's getting caught by Hyper. Hyper's having a good run. He started at the back of the field, I believe, didn't he?
He was in
Hazlitt.
Yeah, he was in seventh, and I think he put himself at the back of the grid. So obviously realising he was a reserve driver, so I think he moved out of the way and then started again. So well done to him. But it's Hazlitt there in ninth, as you said. Hyper there in 10th. Clive's dropped all the way down to 8th place, so not enjoying himself tonight. Never Kirkpatrick there in 7th place, and he's staying with Nicky. So it's great to see a real race driver in sim right up there with the front guys. Brilliant.
Yeah, he's keeping pace with Nicky as well. He just needs one little break where Nicky hits the marbles a little bit. He'll be right back in it there.
Indeed, and we're seeing was it Hyper and Haslett just behind them having a good old battle. Look at this. Hyper dives to the inside. He might get good exits. He did. He got a good drive off there, didn't he? Tried a different line. It seemed to work for him. Haslett had to back out.
Lowen's right on Ashboy's case again.
There we go. Back to the lead group. Oh, and he's gone wide.
No.
He's gone wide.
Oh, commentator, curse.
You did it brilliantly there, Jesse. I'm so glad I don't do that anymore. So not too sure what he tried to go in early, clipped the curve, that dragged him out to the left-hand side. Oh, that's a real shame. He was doing so well. Real shame from Glowing. So, Adam Barth is away, Jesse. He's 3.5 now. Ashboy is in second. Corky there in third, trying to chase down Ash with that bad damaged shoulder. Glowing in fourth. Handy Point's now caught up with Glowing. Nicky's still holding off Nevin, who's being chased down. He's got a half-second penalty. Nevin, come on. There's Clive there in 8th place. Then we've got Haslett in 9th. Hyper in 10th. Then we've got Corky there in 11th. Jay Bolt's not having the best of days either. There he is, the youngster. Go-karter as well. Very good go-karter indeed. So we'll get to see him on track soon. James H there in 13th, trying to chase him down now. Very open. 5 seconds now between Ash and Chucky. So there was a mistake there from Ash Roy because Chucky's now into second.
Yeah, Chucky. Well, I mean, Chucky was really fast when he was all alone on the track. So I mean, he can reel some of that space in. Although Albie's smoking along, I don't know if he's going to catch him.
Yeah, but it looks like there was a penalty from Ash. Ash moved over to the right-hand side. Chucky went through. And again, Chucky goes for that outside line. It's a bit worrying for Ash because he's using the racing curb and, the track limits. And obviously, that is definitely not track limits. But he's now side by side with Chucky.
Yeah, I don't think that outside line is helping them at all. We've seen that throughout these first 2 races.
And Adam Barth holds inside line, a little bit of contact with Chucky, still side by side and goes through. Good driving from both of them. Still battling away for that second place. And again, that might go wide for Ash. He's on the gravel, gets back on. And that's Chucky down the inside. This is a very good, intense battle, isn't it? Brilliant.
Yes.
And Albie, 6 seconds in the lead, Jesse.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem. With these little battles, they're just giving him half a second, every time they swap spots. So that's not helping if they want to catch him.
Oh, great entry and great exit there from Ash Roy and goes past Chucky for position. That was absolutely fantastic. It really was. And look at Ash Roy goes wide this time because he doesn't want to see the Chucky move from the outside line to the inside. So here we go. Is Chucky going to do it? He goes to the outside. He swoops to the left. He dives to the right and this time goes a little bit wide and that's really compromised him.
Yeah, we get a good battle for 5th as well. Andy Pipe and Nicky are going at it pretty tightly. Oh, and Nicky's trying to push through.
Oh, that's a good move if he gets that done. Again, very narrow. Don't want to lose speed in these cars. It does really not help you at all. The harder you turn, the more grip you sort of grab, which slows the car down. You want to keep it as straight as you possibly can while racing. The more you turn, the more momentum you lose. And Clive again onto the gravel. So Clive
Yeah.
really not having the best of times here, but he's in the 11s now, Jesse.
Yeah, I think the front 6 or so, I think they're getting a really good tempo going and really starting to time their corners really well, because it just seems like across the board these guys are running ridiculous times. I mean, literally, Chalky, I mean, the last few laps, I mean, have been very consistent. He had that one slip up the last race, but otherwise he's the low 111s across the board. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, definitely, as we see Handy Pint and Nicky still having a good old shindig here. And is Nicky going to have a look around the outside? He tries that move again. Tries the cutback, can't get it done because Handy Pint has got that line held very nicely by Handy Pint. Good battle here.
Nicely done by Handy.
So this is the battle to watch at the moment. We need to keep an eye on Ashboy and Chocky because that's still intense.
Eased up just a little bit. Oh, and then Ash goes off, commentator curse.
Ash goes off, commentator curse. As we watch Handy Pint and Nick still at it. Let's go and have a look what happened there with Ashboy.
And Glowin's all over his case now too, thanks to that little mess up.
Amazingly, Ash was actually pulling away, wasn't he? And yeah, same again. Just didn't get the car to turn in early enough, and that's Chocky right in there, and he's literally disappeared down the road, hasn't he? So that is really unfortunate. And they're side by side, Glowin and Ash for podium. Look at this. 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go of this race, and they're side by side.
Glowin wants to go out, but he can't.
He can't.
Ash wouldn't let him either. Oh, good turn in.
Cutbacks on.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And goes through. Great move. Absolutely fantastic. We've got someone actually watching in the actual room going, that's fantastic. Love it. So Ashboy's through in third, Glowin in fourth, Handy Pint there in fifth. This is a brilliant battle. There's a battle at the back as well that I want to have a look at, which is Joey and James H. Goes slightly wide there. Good battle between the two of them. Still fighting away side by side. This is a good little battle going on.
Yeah. Nice clean race, and even at the back. And you know what? We always talk about it. It may be in 12th and 13th, but that's for first and second place in their minds right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great shout, Jesse. Haslett there in 11th place. Corky doing a good job in the top 10. So come on, Corks. Let's see what you can do. And Haslett goes wide, which is going to be very good news for Corky as he pulls away. But I tell you what, James H is catching him up now. So we have to keep an eye on that. There's Hyper in 9th. Nevin Kirkpatrick, can he stay in that 8th position? He's being chased down by Hyper now. Clive's not that far in front of him. Nicky's now decided he's not going to be able to close up Handy Pint, but again, just holds the brake on a little bit longer and really closes up into the hairpin there. Just that's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, there's some quality moves being made right now. And Chalky's kind of distanced himself a little, hasn't he? Him and Albie have moved out. Now we got some good battles in the mid-pack.
Exactly, so the battle for third still on. 5 minutes to go this race. Ashboy in third, Glowin in fourth. Brilliant stuff. Little bit of contact between the two of them, but Robbins racing. That's what Cole Trickle's manager said. I love that film.
Yeah. You know what? And just, I mean, literally Ash has been involved in a battle almost the entire race. He's going to get done with this race. He's going to take a deep breath and need a beer. I mean, this is exhausting.
Brilliant stuff. There is Handy Pint in fifth, Nicky in sixth, and Nicky's doing well. And Nevin Kirkpatrick has got past Clive, so Clive's made a mistake, and the battle is on. Nevin Kirkpatrick is 7th in this race. Can he do it? It'll be absolutely brilliant. He'll be really pleased if he finishes 7th behind Clive. So
yeah,
there,
Clive's got a handful with Hyper right now there.
he has a handful of Hyper. Brilliant, love that. Move down the inside from Handy Pint as he got that done. Nicky tries that line again, tries the cut back on Handy, hasn't quite done it. Handy Pint still stays in front of Nicky. Good battle.
Yeah, there's little duo battles throughout the field. It's kind of fun to watch.
And that's Hyper and Clive mess around. Nevin Kirkpatrick is through. He stays in 7th and he's pulling away. He's now got a second on those two behind him. Side by side. And he's managed to get through as Clive. God, I just don't know where to look now. Let's have a look at Albie because that seems quite relaxing. He's 9 seconds in the lead here, Jesse. So 9 seconds in the lead. Chocky in 2nd. And looks like Glowin's made a mistake somewhere. He's now dropped off that chase for 3rd. Ashwoy there in third, Glowing in fourth. I don't know if we can see that. Let's have a look. Maybe. Did he get a penalty or did he hit the gravel? Not too sure. But he slowed right down in there. Handy Pint's got away from Nicky again. But just watch this, ladies and gentlemen, how Nicky closes in on the brakes in this corner on Handy Pint. It's unbelievable. Look at that. From 8 car lengths to 2. That's fantastic.
Yeah, he's definitely got that timed out pretty good right now.
Yeah, no, he should have done that at the start of the race. He'd be right up there, wouldn't he? So there's Nicky in 6th. Nevin Kirkpatrick is being chased down by Hyper. And Clive has had a mistake somewhere because he's been off the track. Let's see what's happened there. Now, he's on his own, so something's happened there. And it must have been that same gravel trap that's been causing him grief throughout this race. Well, Adam Barth, 9 seconds in the lead, Jesse, still. But yes, go ahead, mate.
I was going to say, Nevin's got Hyper right behind him as well, trying to give him a little business. So we'll see how that goes.
So, Nevin Kirkpatrick, can he hold it? Ayrton, there in 7th place.
Our battles are starting to spread out a little bit. And actually, Glowin's falling back again. Another mistake. He's Handy Pint's reeling him in on the straightaway.
So let's have a look, and he is. Look at this. He's really closing him in, isn't he? Is he going to have a look down the inside? Is he going to take the wide line that Glowin does? No, he's going to go for the inside line. Glowin goes wide. Handy Pint goes to the inside and gets that done, but it could be a cutback here from Glowin. Oh, that's beautifully done. What a great move there from Glowin, but Handy Pint's got side by side with him. This is brilliant stuff.
Oh, I thought Glowin wasn't going to make that, but he did.
He's still there, his Handy. He's not given up yet. He's still there. He's now got the car slightly in front and goes into the position and takes 4th. That's incredible driving. What a great race this has turned out to be. Let's look at that again.
Nicky's all over him now. He's less than 2/10 back. He took advantage of that little battle.
Oh, fantastic. We're just watching the replay of Glowin and Handy Pint through turn 1. That was brilliant. And as you said, Nicky on the back of this as well. So Nicky wants a piece of this. So, has Ashwoy closed? Ashwoy did close up on Chocky.
Yes, and a penalty on Ash, though.
What an incredible lap time from Adam Barth, though. A 1:10.324. That's insane. Lots of practice going on on this track for Adam Barth, and he really wants this championship now, doesn't he? With Chocky in 2nd, Ashwoy in 3rd with that penalty. Handy Pint and Nicky and Glowin, there's contact, and it's sort of helped Glowin, actually, because he's closed back up on Handy Pint. This is a great battle. 20 seconds of this race to go. It's pretty much done and dusted, but this is the battle we need to keep an eye on. Who is going to take this one? As we see Adam Barth just coming through the final few corners, but side by side again. Handy Pint manages to hold that line. Oh, scrapes the wall, does Glowin. Oh, contact with Handy Pint. Oh, sorry, Glowin and Nicky there, but Nicky's gone off the gravel, and Glowin's also got contact, and that's cost him. And Adam Barth's going to come over the line as we take a little short trip to the man in the lead, and he's taken this win, and that's round 4 taken by Adam Barth. That's 2 in a row for him. Unbelievable stuff. Chocky's going to take 2nd place with that damaged arm, and he's going to be very happy with that. Ashwoy is going to take 3rd. Brilliant stuff from him. It's going to be Handy Pint who's going to cross the line in 4th place, and he crossed the line. Well done to him. Nicky's going to take the line and take 5th place. Unfortunate for Glowin as he crosses the line. He's going to take 6th place. Nevin's going to take 7th. He's going to be buzzing. Nevin takes 7th. Hyper in 8th. It's going to be Clive with a very disappointing 9th place. He's going to be not very happy with that. So he crossed the line in 9th. It's going to be Corky in 10th. Well done to Corky. Finishes in the top 10 for the first time this season. There is Hassler in 11th. And Joey Bolt in 12th. And James H has pulled into the pits. But there is your winner, Mr. Adam Barth. Well done to him, sir. That was a brilliant race, Jesse.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We had 2, 3, 4 battles, it seemed like, throughout the field the whole time. That was great.
So Adam Barth taking that win. And Chocky, after that early incident, managed to finish 2nd. So that's really impressive as well, Jesse.
Absolutely. I mean, just to see all those guys racing. I'll be honest, I was shocked that Albie won that race. I did not think that he was going to pull that off. But he did. He did. That was amazing.
Yeah, it's just about getting those lines right, isn't it? Lots of concentration on that track, and easily done. Just going left, right, and and just taking a little bit too much curb and putting you in the gravel trap, and it does cost you around here. It does slow you up. But it is Adam Barth who takes the win. Look at that, fantastic stuff. Went up 2 places after a lot of incidents early on in the race, and he will really enjoy that one. Let's just save that replay, and let's take a look at those race results. So Adam Barth takes the win and fastest lap. It's going to be Chocky takes second, Ashwoy in third, Handy Pint in fourth, Nicky in fifth, Glowing in sixth, Neville Kirkpatrick in 7th. A penalty there for Hyper, but doesn't change anything for him. Stays in 8th place. Clive in 9th. Corky in 10th. Haslett in 11th. Joey Bolt in 12th. And James H in 13th place. Wow. What an interesting night of racing there. Let's go to the driver's interview. And let's see who we have in there, and we do have our top 3, which is fantastic. So let's have a quick word with Ash. Ash, that was a very difficult race. It seemed to be the right-hander after the climb seemed to be the difficult one, and making that stick, and obviously it cost you a couple of penalties.
Yeah, no, that corner I think causes everybody bar Albie the problems. To be fair, I think that's the only one corner that I think he's got the advantage on everybody, and it's unfortunate because, like you say. He knows how to get that right, and when you get it right, there's 3-4 attempts in that, no problem. So yeah, I think we all knew deep down that it was a fight for second tonight, because Albie was just on another level. We've watched him practice all week, and he's a level above everybody around here. So congrats again, Adam, man. You fully deserve it. You absolutely, yeah. I mean, look at your lap time; it says it all, I think. So. Congrats, and well played on Chocky. Some good battling there, mate.
Oh, that was brilliant. Lovely. Well said, Ash. And it's great to see, not that far off the fastest lap either. So congratulations, Ash, finishing 3rd, still in the hunt. And but well done. Brilliant. Well done. Absolutely brilliant.
Cheers, Craig. Thanks, mate.
So there we go, Ashwoy there in 3rd place. Let's have a word with Chocky, and great to see you, Chocky, managed to finish the race. How's the arm doing? Because that was a bit of a tough one, especially after the mistake going into that same corner, as Ash was just saying about. That was the corner that was going to do or die everybody. That should be the deaf right-hander, I think. We got the deaf chicane at Dragon Trail, but great 2nd place there, mate. You must be happy.
I'm really happy. I currently don't feel my left arm, so basically I'm good. Until the adrenaline rushes out. But, yeah, and I would like to thank Ashwoy to the battle. It was amazing.
It was super. I mean, there was that one through the S's on the climb, as I like to call it. There was a bit where you were both side by side and stayed side by side, and even though you were very close to the wall, it was really clean and lovely to watch as well. And all the viewers that were watching, I'm pretty sure enjoyed that as well. So, but Chocky, super job. Get that arm better, and we'll see you in the next race, mate.
Thank you, and congratulations to everyone.
Well done, mate. So there we go. Let's. Well, again, as Jesse said, very shocked that Adam's won this, but he is winning the championship, and this is the reason why he's won this race as well. Adam Barth. Wow. I'm so impressed. I mean, as you said, Ash is like over the moon. Said you were, one of the quickest guys he's seen on track, and the lap time says it all. But how are you feeling at the moment?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think Ash has got it right. It is that top corner. It was a struggle last year when we raced here, and I knew that was the killer corner. If you've seen it all the way through the Mighties as well. If you run wide, you hit the gravel, and that's it. That's your race ruined pretty much, unless you're in a pack. And yeah, Chocky just got his wheel on the curb going through the last corner, and that gave me the run. But yeah, it was just focusing on that top corner really, and yeah, 3 wins in a row. I'm pretty happy with that.
I know, that's absolutely amazing. I said 2. I do apologise. This is win number 3. But yeah, that's absolutely superb stuff. And fastest lap, so gained another couple of points there. So all in all, a very good event for you, my friend. And yeah, absolutely superb. And a great track we got next as well.
Yeah, Suzuka Short coming up next, I believe. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one as well, because that was action packed last year when we raced around there. It was real close fighting. You had the the proper train going up through the S's, didn't you, last year? So looking forward to seeing how these GT7 cars cope with that, because obviously we haven't done it on GT7 yet. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see if I can find a corner that I've got an advantage on that circuit.
It'll be the final one. We'll see what happens. But Adam Bath, well done, congratulations, mate. Absolutely superb job, and just increasing that lead now, and brilliant. Well done, very chuffed for you, mate. Well done. So there we go, Jesse. Loads of messages on Discord coming through. Ashboy just complimenting what was happening on the track, but it's been a superb night's racing, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a ton of great matchups and tons of good battles, and that's you have to tip your hat to this track a little bit too. This track kind of makes that happen with these cars, which is kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely, and it really mixed up everything, didn't it? We're not usually seeing the likes of like Clive down at the bottom there, and obviously and Neville Kirkpatrick obviously climbing this week, and not that far off the fastest lap either. He's really nearly into the 11s, so that's absolutely superb stuff. So very pleased for him. And Handy Pint, at the end there, really pushing hard, and obviously him, Nicky, and Glowing just coming to a little bit of a contact, but again, great battle in between the three of them, and really entertained the viewers. So super stuff there in the Super Mighty Minis. But we'll be back again for the next round at Suzuka. But join us on tomorrow, actually, with Lewis Beckenham, who will be doing the Aston Martin the Aston Martin GT4 Super League Divisions 2 and Divisions 1. We do hope to see you there. And that will be at Road Atlanta again. There might be a slight change in weather. There might be. With the two races next to each other, so obviously it's just going to go from whatever to whatever, so we'll see what happens there. But we did a couple of races in all the different conditions, and it was absolutely superb, so we hope that you enjoy it as well. Jesse and Adam, it's been absolutely superb having you. Jesse, thank you very much again for being in comms.
I'll see you tomorrow.
And massive thank you to Adam Barth, obviously, in the first race, and congratulations to you and your race in the Super Mighty Minis.
Thank you very much. Thoroughly enjoyed that evening. Well, I would do, wouldn't I? Because I won it. But yeah, it was good. It was entertaining.
Fantastic. Love that. Nikki said, please no rain. There might be rain. Or will there? Stay tuned tomorrow. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Don't forget to please like the stream and also subscribe. And get your notification as well so you can watch more racing here at CC Sim Racing. Thank you very much, everyone. That was Adam Barth, and that was Jesse Linquela, and my name's Craig Cook. We are here for CC Sim Racing, and that was the Mighty Minis Esports Championship Round 4. Join us again for the next exciting episode at Suzuka, which is going to be an absolute belter. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a fantastic evening, and good night.